Okay, excuse me. Today we're going to talk a lot about Illustrator. And what I want to do is just run through some of the tools that I did in class with you. Now, what you can do is you can go to Adobe TV and you can get a lot of pointers there. What we're going to be doing today is building upon um, the low fidelity wireframes that you started creating last week. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to create them and push them into Illustrator because what I'm doing is I'm prepping you to start using Axure. Now, Axure, as I said last week, is a prototyping piece of software that we have available here at MCTC and that you also can get free online. But anyway, today what our concentration is really on Illustrator. What I'm going to do is, and what you see here is the basic Illustrator setup. Now, if you have an older version of Illustrator, you're more than welcome to use it. Some of the tools might be a little bit different, but overall, not a whole lot. As we discovered a couple of weeks ago, as you were doing your optimization, Illustrator is the key program that we use to create vector files. Now, vector files, the main difference between a raster and a vector is that what we can do is stretch them, expand them, create, go from postage size images all the way up to billboard, and they will stay in a very, very nicely tight resolution. Okay, so let's go ahead, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go to File, and we're going to go to New. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to only create for this particular sample is I'm only going to use one artboard. The other thing is that I don't want to do letter size. What we're going to do is I'm going to create a 960 grid, okay? And we're going to come in right about 720 pixels, okay? So the size that we're going to be working with is 960 by 720. Now in class, I probably am going to tell you to do 1440 to be able to accommodate some of the web pages that you have illustrated or you have created wireframes for last week. But right now, just to keep things manageable, I'm going to go with 720 pixels tall. Okay, now the other thing is that we make sure that we have our pixels. What you're seeing here is that this is CYMK, which we just talked about previously, our color space. I do not want that. I want our color space to be RGB because we'll be working with it on the web. The other thing is I'm going to go to 150 PPI. And the reason I'm going to go to 150 PPI is because I'll be able to print it out and it won't stall out our printer here at MCTC. Preview mode, we're going to just use default, and we're in pretty good shape. So I'm going to say OK. Okay, this is our artboard, and as you might have discovered previously, this we only see white here because it gives us something to draw on. But in reality, this background is transparent. If I would put something here, and let's kind of change the colors up a bit, and then say for web, what you'll notice is, I'm going to make this smaller so you can see it. Okay, say for web, and if I turn on the transparency, what you'll notice is that really is, this rectangle is really sitting on a transparent background. Okay, if I turn off transparency, what Illustrator does is it does give you a white background. I'm going to say cancel. Okay, so Command Z. Command Z is a great tool, and Command Shift Z, okay, puts back. We can go one. We can redo the undos. Command Z undoes, and we have up to 25 undos in Illustrator that we can do. So Command Shift Z puts back. Command Z takes away. Okay, so I'm going to put back Command Shift Z. Okay, I have my rectangles. Now, what you're looking at here are these particular points. And these points here that you're looking at, these are called nodes. And anytime that I want to create a different shape, all I need to do is cover over a node, and you can see my arrow change, and I can create a shape whenever I want. I'm going to go Command Z, put it back to my original shape. Okay, Command Z. Okay, now if I'd hold down the Shift key while I do that, what I'm doing is I'm constraining my shape. So what I'm doing is I'm holding down the Shift key and I'm constraining my shape. Now, over here, we have two white arrows, or two arrows. This first arrow, as I hover over it, it'll tell you that I have a selection arrow, and if I click on it, I can move the whole shape. This over here is a direct select tool. If I click on it, then what I can do is I can, whoops, I got to deselect. I deselect by clicking anywhere on the artboard, and then I can come back and I can select a anchor, and I can change it however I want. Now, let's go back, Command Z, okay? Now, if I go here with my selection tool, what you see here are nodes. If I go to my direct selection tool, deselect, come back and select, what you see now are the nodes have gone away, and what I have are left are anchor points, and I can directly select these anchor points and move them where I want them. If I press and drag my selection tool over two of them, what I can do is I can move both anchor points at the same time. Or what I might want to do is I might want to move the path, and I can do that as well by just going over the path. Okay, now if for a chance, I'm going to just put this with what you have here. When you see this red line, what it's telling you is the fill, the inside color, okay, is blank. I'm going to select, again, I'm going to use my direct selection tool. Okay, there are my paths and my anchor points. I'm going to go from white to, I'll make it a dark purple. Okay, now you can see it, right? Now, what you'll notice is if I click here in the center, I can't move anything. If I put a color in that area, once I select it, double click. Now I'll put in a color. I'll put in a lighter color so you can see it. Now, I'm going to first deselect. Now what I can do is I can move it. So if there is no color, and this is my none color, I can't move it. I can't do a thing unless I come back to my selection tool, select the paths. Now I can move the whole thing. Now what you'll see here, what you're seeing is called a bounding box, and this bounding box has the nodes that you saw earlier or previously. Okay, or what I can do is get rid of it and just select a path, and I can move everything. You can view the bounding box or hide the bounding box under the view menu item. If I turn it off, then it goes away. If I turn it on, now I have it. Okay? So again, if I use my direct selection tool, I can't select it. If I click right on the path and press and drag, I can change my path and I change both anchor points. If I take and select one anchor point, it's got to be full. Hold down my shift key. I'm going to select the next one and hold down my shift key and select the next one. Now what I can do is I can actually move 3 of them at once. So the direct selection tool allows me to pick up anchor points. Okay, I'm going to delete this and I'm going to put in a color. Okay, now what I have is my fill. The inside of my shape is going to be kind of this pink purple color, and the black is going to be my stroke, and I can make that a little bit thicker if I want, so I can go 2 points. And this is my rectangle tool, and that's how I was making the rectangles. I can also I can use rounded rectangle corners or an ellipse. An ellipse is basically a circle. Now, the one I'm asking you to please stay away from. You can play with it on your own, but don't play with it here in class. And it's going to cause, it uses up a lot of memory, and it's really pretty useless. And most people recognize what it is, and you're not going to impress anybody. Sorry to say it that way, but it's true. Okay, so I'm going to go to my ellipse, and this time I'm going to hold down my Option key and my Shift key and drag. And what you'll notice is I've now created a circle, and because I'm holding down the Option key, it's growing from the center. As soon as I hold down my Shift key, what it does is it constrains proportions. Now, what you're going to see here is when I click on my selection tool, I have my nodes that I could actually rotate it or stretch it if I choose. Okay, deselect it, go to my direct selection tool, click on it. Now what I see is that I have my anchor points. And deselect, I can come over here, select this anchor point, and I can pull this way over here. I'm going to change the color a little bit. Okay, now these things here are called handles, and usually the only time that you see these are when you're working with some sort of a circle or an oval. And what you'll notice is that I can change the shape of that particular oval by using the anchor points or by using the handles. Okay, my time is running out. Okay, this is a good overview as far as shapes. But I still have time to come in and show you a few more tools. Again, we're going to be showing a lot of these in class, so hopefully you will be able to work on your homework a little later. Thank you very much.